Well, autism is on the rise, and sadly, no one can figure out just why. As researchers search for answers, some people are doing their part, no matter how big or small, to help raise awareness and funds to fight this growing epidemic. Candy maker Joyce Logan and Autism Speaks fundraising chair Diana Yeasley are here to explain why a little chocolate is going a long way. Thank you guys both for being here.
Thank you, Rachel.
Now, first off, let's talk about your chocolate just a little bit.
Okay. It's Heavenly Butter Crunch.
Okay.
And I can't remember a time when I wasn't in the kitchen making this with my mom, and she was a great fudge maker and pastries. And I think what I got more out of this is that it wasn't so much about the candy, it was about the people who came to our kitchen table. She was quite the kitchen table philosopher. And so people would feel good. They would have coffee and the and would be this butter crunch. So people would say, you need to do this for a living, you need to do this for a living. So I've been making it, but because I have 2 boys with autism, I wanted to give back to Autism Speaks. So I have a passion about it because my adult son has autism, and my grandson that we have legal custody of and we've been raising him has autism. And there's a huge difference. My adult son wasn't given the right tools because he really was misdiagnosed so many times, but due to a great organization like Autism Speaks, everything changed with my grandson. He now has the tools, the community, they do fantastic research, and so when you have that in place, it's a big difference. And I never want a child to fall through the cracks, and Autism Speaks does a great job of doing that. So while I hope that my candy business does well, supporting my family, I want it to be the gift that keeps on giving. So by giving back to Autism Speaks, it'll be just marvelous.
And with that, I mean, what sort of funding, what are we looking at now from the candy? I mean, what is this really doing to help?
It's doing quite a bit to help. For all the money that Autism Speaks raise, whether it's through fundraising like the candy, thank you very much, Joyce, or our national walks that we have, money goes directly back to research, family services, advocacy, education, and awareness.
Now, some of the statistics here, the national statistics show that 1 out of 91 children have autism, and 1 out of 58 are boys.
Yes.
What do you think with so many boys compared to girls?
Well, the general consensus is that it tends to be carried, there is a genetic component, and that may be being carried on the male gene more so than the female gene. When girls are affected, they tend to be more severely affected on the spectrum than boys. But yes, boys have always been 4 times more likely to have autism than girls.
Do you think over the years, and even more recently, that that autism is becoming a little bit more recognizable and that people are paying a little bit more attention?
Absolutely. It's not only more recognizable, people are paying attention because it's in the news. We're being out there in the public like we are right now, educating, and we're doing so because the numbers are on the rise. People are constantly asking, oh, do you think these statistics are rising because people are recognizing it more and the diagnosis is going up just because people are being diagnosed easier? That accounts for about 1/3 of the new cases.
And with that, are we looking at, you know, misdiagnosis not being so much of a component to that as well now,
I think there's some of that to go along with it, but the true autism is on the rise. That the diagnosis of autism is clearly on the rise, and we are trying to find the reasons why.
And just real quick before we toss over to Joe, where can we buy the chocolate?
You can go to joyzelle.com or at Given Chocolates in Madison, Connecticut.
Wonderful. Thank you both so much.
Thank you so much, Rachel.